Big collectibles, and we're looking at Carnage Forever issue 1. Look at this cover. It's next level. Let's get into this comic book story. Carnage Forever issue 1. Now, the conclusion of this is Carnage issue 1, which comes out today, which is March 16th, 2022. This comic book story is really good. We're going to get into it. If you like this type of stuff, if you like free stuff, join the free Discord. Link in the description, and subscribe to the channel. We talk all things comic books. Let's get right into it. This cover is really next level. Really enjoy that cover. Now, it starts off with this little girl just, humming a tune, hanging out in front of this burned building. This gentleman comes by and is like, "What are you doing here, little girl, by yourself?" He's showing extreme concern for the fact that she's hanging out in front of this burned building where this tragedy happened. 100 people died, and, kids and teachers and whatnot. Everybody died. And he said, "Look, this place is haunted. You need to get out of here, especially at night. People have been turning up missing in this area, especially at night. You need to get away, get out of here." She says, "Look, I'm homeless. I'm staying at the at a home. They're squatting in a home, her and her mother and stepfather." So she's there at night. Now you've got 3 college kids. They've been drinking. They come by and they mess with her. They kick her chalk, and they break her box of chalk. And you already know that's a recipe for disaster. Like, you see a little girl hanging out in front of a burned building, and it's late at night. You think I'm going to mess with that little girl? You know she ain't wrapped too tight. So she's there, down and out, feeling like super sad. It starts raining. She goes into the haunted, burned down building. She falls through a hole, and there you go. You've got Carnage in the cut, being super creepy, saying, "Do you believe in monsters?" She's like, no. And Carnage is like, "I know you know better than that." And so she gets back to the abandoned home where her mom and stepfather are, and she walks in, goes right upstairs. I mean, what kind of parents does she have? They don't even care. She's out in the middle of the night. The mother wakes up in the morning, hears some type of talking in tongues. She goes to investigate and asks the little girl, like, "What's going on? What's up with you?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm just playing with Cletus." Okay. And so the father says, "Hey, where's Banff?" And that's their dog. And the mom says, "Oh, I'm sure he'll show up, eventually." Now comes that guy that was concerned about the little girl hanging out in front of that burned building. He apparently hangs around the burned building. Also, he tells the cop, "Hey man, have you seen this little girl? I saw her here a couple of days ago, and she's missing." And the cop says, "Man, I haven't seen her, but we did find 3 college kids that we did find out about 3 college kids that turned up missing, and one street over, we did see evidence of extreme violence, the type of violence that you just don't walk away from. But the bodies are missing. They can't find them." So now back to the home where they're squatting at, and the stepfather's trying to make things warm. He's closing up doors, putting cardboard on doors, and there he goes. He finds the remnants of Banff, the family dog. Guy's about to puke. The little girl comes through, talking all creepy, saying, "Did I do something wrong?" And the stepfather is like, "I'm gonna beat you." And you already know, nah, you ain't beating anyone. And you've got Carnage, he's hungry. It's been a minute, and he's eating, and then the mother walks in on him and says, "Hi, mama, you lied to us." And says pretty much the little girl had burns on her arms, and says, "Oh, those burns that I got, they don't hurt anymore, mama. And a matter of fact, I'm going to make you feel how it is to be burned." And you can see there in that last panel, a lot of fire, burned them. Now this guy comes by and sees that that there was a fire. Obviously, he knows about a fire that happened down the block. He goes and sees the little girl. He's super excited, like, "Oh my God, I thought that you had gotten hurt in that fire that happened the other day. I know that you were squatting with you and your family in one of these buildings." And she right here gets super creepy, tells him, look, I know about you and you getting burned in your fire, in the fire that originally happened in that building many years ago. And she goes on to tell him, I know that when the fire broke out and a wood stud fell on Tommy, who's probably his younger brother, fell on his legs, you only helped him for about 2 seconds before you ran away, and now his screams haunt you in your nightmares. And she says, don't you worry, don't you worry. We're all waiting for you. You don't have to worry about Tommy anymore. He's waiting for you when you die. So he goes off running like, man, you stay away from me. Stay away from me. Look, she's got blood on her face. She's got red eyes. Definitely need to go the other way. Now this takes place in a prison, obviously. You can see where this prison guard sets off the fire sprinkler system, and all of a sudden, there's ninja stars coming out of the sprinkler head, killing the guards. And there you go. That's Carnage. Carnage going to meet up with one of the prisoners, and the prisoner already knows. It's obvious Cletus Cassidy would have no reason to be here. You're looking for a host. And then he says, yeah, oh, that's fine. Let's do this. And so Carnage opens up the cell door and pretty much tells him, look, I don't even need a host. I'm just here to steal your powers, he tells him. And he said, look, I learned a lot from Cletus Cassidy, but that was just the beginning. Now I know that I have some incredible powers, and I want to see to what extent, what type of potential I have without a host. So that's what he does here. He goes and absorbs his powers. And he says right there in the second to last panel right there, says, you see, Hydra Man, I was with Cletus Cassidy, with Cletus for so very long. I've only recently begun to understand the full extent of my own capabilities without my host. And that's it. To be continued in Carnage issue 1. That comic book story is going to pick up in another issue 1, which drops today, March 16th. Curious to see how this goes. I'm definitely going to get that book so I can get ahead and see where this leads to. All right, everybody, you know the deal. Good luck in all your collectible decisions. Let them be profitable and, most importantly, dope.